Wow, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be going over the trade I took on Oracle when I made more than 1800, making more than 200% overnight. And of course, if I made money, that means my whole team also made money as well. And that's how we do it in our community. So in this video, I'll be going over the strategy I've used to make 1800 overnight. I'll be talking about my game plan, my thought process, and I'll also talk about why this trade was one of my top main setup to watch and make money on it. You know what? Enough talking, let's get into it. So I am currently on Oracle chart right here. I'm using TradingView. Alright, so this is my chart and this is the weekly time frame here. And I want you to actually give some context regarding this name. So this name, Oracle, is pretty bullish. I like to actually make money both ways, either to the upside or downside, so it doesn't matter. So I was able to make money on a different direction from the trend. Alright, so you can see right here that the trend is definitely bullish. I'm bullish. You can see the overall price action going to the upside, and here pretty much in here all-time high. So the price is at the highest level that it has ever been. So showing clear bullish pressure. You can even see from that bounce at this level, strong buying pressure from here. No major pullback at all. So far we only saw about 2 or 3 red candles. This right here is pretty much the last week candle. So that's the most recent one. So altogether 3 red candles. So showing the bullishness of this stock right here. So if the stock is remaining bullish, that's when the buying pressure is really heavy. Why would I actually put myself in a position to try to make money with the sellers? Pretty simple. Let's actually go to the daily time frame really quick. If you go to the daily time frame, all right, so this actually have the data from last week as well. I'm gonna go to the replay mode after that. But before that, I just want to show you guys something. One of my most common lessons I actually give to traders is actually never to actually look to buy at the top. Yeah, this is pretty much, bullish. The price pretty going up pretty nice. But at the top right here, it's not the most optimal level to actually looking for a buying opportunity. All right, because the risk is pretty much way higher and the reward, it is pretty much low at the top right here. Because like if you want to make money right to the top, you pretty want to look to actually buy to the pullback so you can actually move to the upside. Because every time you try to buy at the top right here, you can easily get caught to a pullback right here. So here at the top, you can actually get caught on a pullback. So that's why I always recommend people at the top to actually not looking too much for a buying opportunity unless we keep making higher highs and breaking the key level we need to break. So here, one of the key level I was watching was the 240, which was my rejection level. So I'm definitely gonna talk about that. So that's one of the main things first. At the top right here, I don't want to look to buy. I want to actually look for a reason to actually catch the downside. And in this trade, it was pretty much a short term swing. Already short term actually, because this right here, this comes from my overnight trading strategy. So this right here, the reason why I was able to make 1800 overnight, that's what you start using as this strategy, which is a momentum strategy in general. So I'm pretty much riding momentum. So let's actually get into that strategy really quick so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So here, so I am on the daily time frame again, and what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to go to the 4 hour to show you guys something. And before actually doing that, let me actually go to the replay, and I'm going to actually remove the data that we had on Friday. So the trade was from Thursday to Friday, so I want to remove the Friday candle first so we can actually study the setup first and see where I enter and why did I enter this trade, so you guys can learn about this trade specifically. So if you look at the price action right here, you can clearly see on the daily time frame first, last week we had a nice rejection level at this level right here, and we came here at this level again, rejected again. Let's actually go to the lower time frame to actually see that. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, we're even gonna go to even lower time frame than that. So on the 4 hour time frame, you can see we have a strong rejection candle right here, strong wick. That was a nice rejection on the 240. So the 240 was the main key level I'm watching resistance that I was watching on Oracle here. So you can see rejection. So again, the price was coming down here. So I actually been watching this for opportunity to short. Again, it's at the top. So the one the key level I was watching was the 240 to see if it can actually break and fail, so I can actually catch the rejection player here. So here we actually first rejected here, came back again, rejected again, and that's why we actually going down to the upside, to the downside, because we fell to actually break that 240. And if we even go to an even lower time frame, which is the 1 hour, where we can have even more candle. Let me actually fix that here. Boom. All right. So we have even more candle. All right. So if you can see, right, we can actually see again that rejection that we have here, right? That was the first rejection, and we actually came back again trying to retest that 240 again. That first test actually happened in pre-market, and the second test again happened in pre-market and actually have a rejection. So far we didn't actually enter. So when we came here, right, tried to actually break that level, we actually failed that rejection. That's where my interest started to be, okay, I can look for opportunity here, because now the 240, right, actually confirmed that it's a nice rejection point, because we couldn't break out that level. We pretty much at all-time high, and buyers are not really strong enough to keep pushing higher. All right, so that's the first thing. We actually able to retest the 240, and we actually rejected. And now we need to actually find a good point to actually enter. All right, and here we need to actually find where we can actually enter and follow the momentum. So here the another level I was watching, all right, because I couldn't catch the 240 rejection right away that happened pre-market, so I had to wait for my entry trigger. So I had a pivot level that I was watching at 236. All right, that was the pivot level I was watching. So my pivot level, my gameplay pretty simple. If you can actually be below that level, then automatically my bearish sentiment to actually enter and make money was on. All right. So when we lose the pivot level, I'm be ready to actually enter. I feel comfortable to take the risk and trying to hide that momentum, because when we lose that, now we have a nice room to go all the way down to 230, which is one of my the main target I was watching, right? 230 right here. So we have way room to go all the way up here, and the risk reward is pretty nice. So that's where the game plan comes from. First rejection at 240 and lose the pivot level at 236. All right, and other than that, for other confirmation for people who actually trade chart pattern, we even have some type of bear flag pattern at this level, which is again another bearish sign. So if you look at the 1 hour, you can see that 1 hour candle right here. We actually break that pivot level and we actually close below it with nice, volume, and that's a nice momentum candle. So this right here is a nice hourly momentum candle on the bearish side. All right, and that's where we actually enter. We enter on the last hour of the market on this stock right here. All right, so the entry was there. So this right here was the entry trigger for me to actually take that trade and make money on it. And one thing I want to actually go on the momentum time frame that I like to use, which is the 15-minute time frame. So if you look at this right here, I was talking about the bear flag right here. This right here, bear flag looks like this. We have some move to the downside. We have the pullback to the upside. Right, you can see that the bear flag, and this right here, that would be the perfect entry to actually enter. But again, my game plan was to enter after we lose the pivot level, so I have to wait, because we can actually easily come back here and bounce. All right, so my game plan was to actually enter if we lose after we lose that pivot level. So I have to wait on the 15-minute time frame for the last three candle in the last hour per se, and actually enter on that trade. All right, so we pretty much have the breakout of that bear flag right here. That was the first entry, right, early entry, and the confirmation entry is after we lose the pivot level right here, and that was the entry right here. And if you look at here how this actually displayed out, we can see all the way even on the 15-minute time frame right here. Let's actually play the play button right here. Boom. You can see, look at here how did it play out. You can see that the pivot level was pretty strong. All right, we have a nice pivot level. While we actually load that level, came back, retested, we can actually clear it, and after hour pretty much going lower. All right, we actually catch that move beautifully to the downside. All right, so all that move from here, entry or here, move to the downside, take more profit at the open, and make more than 226%. And that was like 1,800 return on my side. That was really beautiful. And you can see, I told you guys that we're gonna go all the way and step the 230, and that's exactly what we did. The 230 was the key level to actually watch the downside, and that's what we did. Came back all the way in the morning, we did that level. By the time we actually got here, those contracts was already up more than 350 and 400%. All right, so some people actually were able to actually cash between 350 and 400% on that trade. So again, 230 came back, retested, bounced really heavily, and came back again. Can see momentum is still there, so I'm definitely watching for next week. And if you can actually lose the 230 level, then that's another very sign that this can go even lower. So this was pretty much the trade on Oracle. So I'm not gonna make this video too complicated. So I hope you guys learned something. Let me know if you have any question in comment, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks for watching.